Happy 2026, new year, and a new CRM that you're checking out. This one video is always my most popular of the year, and I'm going to give you everything you need to know about considering or getting started with your brand new CloseCRM account. I'm going to walk you through step-by-step, click-by-click of everything you need to know and not know for your CloseCRM account, along with all of my personal best practices so you can crush sales in 2026. My name's Sam Queen. Some people like to call me the Close Doctor, and I just spent all of 2025 as the CRO of the fastest growing sales enablement company, SendBlue. I've taken them from 1 million ARR to 12 million ARR in just 12 months using all of the techniques that I'm going to take you through here today. I've been working with CloseCRM for over 7 years now. I've built hundreds of accounts. I've seen inside of over 1,000 businesses' sales processes at SendBlue, and sales enablement, building CRMs, getting sales reps to actually follow processes in CRMs is my expertise. So if there's one video you watch to give yourself the best chance to build a scalable CRM that your team is actually going to love using, then make this one video the one. Or if you just want me personally to build your CRM this year, then click the link down below, give me your information, and I'll get in touch with you. Starting with a quick whiteboard lesson for you, I've got you some sales CRM zingers, because if you keep what I'm about to show you in these couple minutes in mind as you're constructing your CRM, as you're considering what CRM to use, you're going to make yourself 10 times or 100 times more effective. This is the stuff that really matters. First things first, the best sales process is one that gets followed. Your CRM will never be done. You'll never be done training your team. You'll never be done growing your business and finding new things to do and new ways to innovate. It's never going to be done. So keep in mind throughout this whole process that what you're building needs to get used. And if it gets used, then it can get you valuable feedback to grow your business. If it doesn't get used, it will get you nothing. Number two, sales reps are not process people. Make it easy for them. They want to talk to people. They want to sell people things. They want to make money on commissions typically. They don't want to be bogged down with busy work. So we want to think like a sales rep and how a sales rep might want to operate in their day-to-day as we're building this, not what's important to me as a business owner or a sales manager, although we're going to cover that as well. And my mantra to get ahead of 99% of salespeople out there inside of your CRM, inside of your sales processes, to show up to meetings on time, clean your inbox daily, and clear your smart views daily, which I'm going to show you how to construct the perfect ones here today. This is going to work for all industries. Coaching, consulting, agency owners are a lot of the users on CloseCRM. Software companies, this is going to work for you. Real estate people, if you're watching this, I actually recommend clicking this video on your screen here. I'll link it down in the description. It's going to be incredibly specific to real estate, wholesaling, real estate agents, fix and flipping, etc. Go watch that video instead. These philosophies are going to work if you have an inbound sales process or an outbound sales process. Here are some CRM must-dos for you. Map your sales process. We're going to talk about that today and how to actually map it before you build it in your CRM so it's scalable for you in the future. We're going to talk about how to bring clean data in so you can get clean data out to get all the reporting and metrics you could ever look for. We're going to talk about how to build your CRM, how to follow through on actually training your team to use it, and then how to get feedback from your team so you can iterate it and make it better and more efficient over time. And you'll keep hearing me harp on this relentless execution over and 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 over. The processes that you build must get used. You must monitor them daily. When they're not getting used, we need to call people on our team out so they can get used, because the sales process that gets used, that gets followed, that people fall in love with, gets you the valuable data that you're going to use to keep scaling your business. Sam, I just want to see what's inside CloseCRM. I got you. This is the structure you're going to be worried about. Number one, your inbox. I'll walk you through a CloseCRM inbox and how to manage it to make it your number one priority. We're going to talk about your smart views and how those are priority number two, the 3 different kinds of smart views, which are day-to-day smart views, reporting smart views, and then free-for-all smart views. We're going to talk about custom activities and how they're going to tell the story of your marketing and sales process, or like a click history or journey of how a lead went from a lead to a sale. We're going to talk about opportunities and how they're going to help you keep track of your pipeline and also predict future revenue for your business. We're going to talk about workflows and how they're going to help you automate tasks and remove clicks from your CRM. We're going to talk about CloseCRM reporting and how to use that reporting to hold your team accountable. And we're going to talk about all the new features CloseCRM has in 2026, like AI enrich, which has been very helpful, CloseCRM forms, which are brand new, upgrades to the workflows they've made, and my favorite integration, SendBlue iMessage, so you can get 2 times higher response rates from the leads that you're getting in your CRM by sending them blue bubbles without reply stop to opt out language. Now let's hop into a brand new CloseCRM account with nothing inside of it. I'm going to breeze through the fast, boring, easy stuff that you'll get on your own. And I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the stuff that you definitely don't want to get wrong. Quickly inside of my settings, nothing matters for you here, really. Nothing matters for you here, really. Light mode, dark mode, nothing matters for you here, really, unless you're across multiple accounts with CloseCRM. General, nothing matters here for you. Team management, this is where you'll add team members. When it comes to what plan you should have for your CloseCRM, I recommend everyone uses the biggest plan, the scale plan, $139 a month per user, yearly, $149 a month per user, annually. This is going to get you everything you need to build a badass sales process in CloseCRM. When you invite those team members, you can assign their roles to them. You can create user groups, say for setters, and assign certain team members. You can create user groups for closers and assign other certain team members. When you do that, this will make it easier to filter or share smart views or content in your CRM with these user groups in the future. Additionally, you can assign roles to your users, and those roles will limit their access to what they can and can't do. Close comes with admin, super user, restricted user, and you can create new custom roles if you maybe don't want people to be able to bulk edit things, bulk delete things, bulk email people. You can control that here. Custom activities are the backbone of a closed account, in my opinion. So let's spend some very important time here talking about how to map your sales process, how to bring clean data into your sales process so you can filter for clean information in the future, build clean smart views, build clean reporting. Here I am now inside of my live SendBlue account. This is the same exact CRM that I built on this channel last year. You can check out part 1 of me building it here. You can check out part 2 of me building it in this video here. When I built this CRM, we were doing less than $100,000 a month in revenue. Now we do over $1 million a month in revenue. Same CRM, same setup. What I'm teaching you in this video works. Think of custom activities like forms. When you build a new form, you're going to collect certain pieces of information in said form, and we want to build those forms in the order of our sales process. I've got a couple 01s in here because sometimes we run a webinar motion, or anything in orange is going to be for our outbound motion we run here. But for most businesses, they have a 01 new activity, custom activity to use, where we bring in the date of the activity, the date the activity took place, the activity type, which for us could be different events that we're going to. It could be different funnels that we have, like FaceTime audio waitlist you can get with SendBlue inside of your CloseCRM. Maybe they're coming from Meta Organic, maybe they're coming from TikTok. You get it. These are all my different lead sources. And then any maybe additional notes that I want to pull in. And I'll show you what this looks like on a profile here shortly so you can see the whole journey and how it comes together. Then I've got a 02 contact made. This is when my sales reps are speed to leading different leads that we've never got in touch with. They get one on the phone. They fill out the date of contact. They put in the lead owner information. They give us the outcome of that call, bad fit, book demo, callback, cancel demo, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These outcomes can now change lead statuses through our workflows. Or we can filter for these outcomes to automate things or get different kinds of reportings. Any notes from the call that they had, and then some random fields on some random data collection that I want to get. Now, when you're building these fields, you can make them required fields. Anything that has this little red asterisk is going to be required, and you just open up field options to select required field. It's also very important when you're building these forms, or when you're bringing in custom field data to a lead profile, a contact profile, an opportunity profile. I'll distinguish those for you, that you're bringing in the data the right way. My 01 new activity here, date of activity, is a date field. I would never build this as a text field. Look, I can build a new date in here and I can pull it in as a text field. Why would you ever do that? It's going to make filtering so hard for you. Same thing goes for my 01 activity on my activity types I'm pulling in. Notice these are all multiple choice options that are being pulled in. And this is not just a activity type that says text field. When you do text field instead of a multiple choice, your filtering is going to be very different. I'll come over to filter for a 01 new activity. And if I want to find every activity type that was Meta Organic and I didn't have it as a multiple choice select option, instead of just being able to one-click select Meta Organic and see the 58 leads that have come through that funnel, I would have to go to my custom activity, do my 01 activity type, and then I would have to search for Meta Organic. And God forbid I forget forget how I named everything. It'll just make things a mess for you in the future. So make sure you're bringing data into your CRM with the right data type for that form fill to be able to do much better filtering and build much better processes in the future. So we get a new activity that's someone engaging with a funnel, opting in somewhere, a contact made if they pick up the phone and we get in touch with them. They could then book a demo call with us. We bring in the date of call, the booking creation date, because those are oftentimes two different things, the lead owner, the source of the booking, kind of looks like those activity types. And then I bring in whether it came through my FaceTime funnel or my iMessage funnel. Maybe you have an acquisitions funnel and a dispositions funnel. Maybe you have two different kinds of data that you want to track. This is where you can break that down into one big form that can be broken down into so many small forms and data sets in the future. Then when we win a deal, we fill out a deal one form on the team. When we send a contract out, we have a contract custom activity that asks for certain pieces of information. And with this certain piece of information, we can then use Zapier to automate our contracts going out through CloseCRM, finding different forms or different templates and putting in, a platform fee where it needs to go into platform fee in the order form. Our deal one onboarding, this is a heavy one, looks different for a lot of businesses, but collects a lot of different information that you want to collect on the deal one stage to maybe feed to the next part of your process, or maybe capture what industry someone is in that you sold, once again, for data collection and tagging in the future. What else we have? Onboarding motions for custom activities, booking check-in calls completed, etc., 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 etc. This is a standard book a call process for a lot of funnels. Now, we also have outbound motions that you might be building with this. You might be building real estate transaction motions. Like I said, go check out my other video for real estate people. This is really just the journey of a lead through the sales process. Let me go find a recent closed deal here at SendBlue. I'll filter for all just custom activities on this page, and we'll look at this person's journey. On June 1st, they came into our website. Then on June 1st, they booked a call with Michael. They booked it for June 3rd. They booked it on June 1st from the website source. Then it shows that Michael filled out a no-show. The call was no-showed on June 3rd. Then on June 26th, they came back into the funnel, booking a call on the 26th for the 26th with Alex Rosario. This person then rescheduled their call with Alex Rosario. Then it got completed on the 27th. Here's the Fathom call recording. CloseCRM has a great note taker that we use as well. Alex fills out a demo call completed with all of the various notes, assigns expected MRR, assigns a close date, assigns what objection we experienced so sales managers can see what objections we're getting, the confidence level for the opportunity. And then on August 28th, after a month of follow-up, we close this deal. We see the information they then filled out from their onboarding form. And all of that information is moving pipeline stages, which we'll get into in 1 second here on the opportunities level. You can see how all of those custom activities tell the story for how a lead interacted with our sales process. Now, clearly on the full view of this profile, we can see all the meetings, we can see all the texts, we can see all the emails, we can see all the tasks that went into making this happen. And we'll get into lead profiles here in a second, but I just wanted you to see how those custom activities tell that story of a lead going through our process. That's enough on custom activities. Custom fields are other places you can put data. What's the difference between a custom activity and a custom field on a lead profile? Let me go back to our same lead here, Elijah. A custom field for a lead profile. A lead, by the way, is a business. Think of them like a business if you sell B2B. And then contacts are contacts, people that work at the business. So you could have multiple contacts under a certain lead. If you run B2C, lead is probably a contact. They're probably a one-to-one correlation. So with custom fields, we can bring in lead custom fields, which always live here on the left. Now, if you pull information that you want in a custom field accidentally into a custom activity, you'll see that I have to go scroll and search for said custom activity to get that piece of information. If you bring the information into a custom field, it's much easier for a sales rep's eyes to go right to that that area on their screen, do less scrolling, do more time selling. So we want to control where our sales team's eyes are going to go on the screen. We want to control how many clicks a salesperson is making in their process. All of these things are shaving seconds or minutes off of their day so they can spend more time selling. These are lead custom fields. Contact custom fields would live, you guessed it, underneath of a contact. And then opportunity custom fields would live, you guessed it, underneath of an opportunity. Look, I pull the objection that someone gave us into an opportunity custom field with my CloseCRM workflows. Pretty cool. Custom objects are an interesting one in CloseCRM. It's where maybe custom fields or custom activities don't make sense. If you're using these, it's probably because someone like me has told you to, or CloseCRM has told you to. They're used in maybe 1% of instances. Don't worry about them too much. Integration links are pretty cool. If you want to link maybe a resource, a sales script, a calculator for your sales reps to access very easily on a lead or a contact profile, you can add them in here. Scheduling links, if you want to make creating templates or for sending scheduling links a lot easier, you can add them in here from your calendar, or you can just connect with Calendly as well. And connecting with Calendly is a very good integration for CloseCRM. Now, my favorite calendar tool to use is actually called iClosed.io. It is built for booking calls. It's way better than Calendly. It's way better than OneHub. It's way better than any calendar tool that you've used before because it's actually going to be able to efficiently collect data so you actually get more leads in your book a call process. It's going to capture data with partial submissions, which a lot of calendar tools don't do. It's going to allow you to route leads to certain lead owners on your team based on information and criteria from their applications. It's going to allow you to disqualify people, maybe from certain country codes, or disqualify people that answer questions the wrong way. And the analytics inside of iClosed is also super cracked. I definitely recommend iClosed as a great calendar tool to use. I'll leave a link down in the description that you can sign up with to get a discount on me with my relationship there. Or if you go sign up with them, just let them know CloseDr sent you. Lead statuses you can think of as a 60,000, 30,000, 100,000 foot overview of a lead's relationship to your company. In this case, when you sign up for a brand new Close account, it gives you potential, bad fit, qualified customer, interested, canceled, not interested. I love that. I probably wouldn't recommend many more lead statuses than this to people. You have people that come into your CRM as a potential lead. Okay, you talk to them, you find out they're qualified. Great, now they're qualified. You find out they're a bad fit. All right, they're a bad fit. You find out that they're interested, maybe interested and qualified could be used in the same place. And you could actually condense these lead statuses down to only 5 lead statuses instead of 7. Not interested could also be someone that's a bad fit. We don't want to build 10, 20, 30, 40 lead statuses. It'll become a mess. You want to use them from a really, really high level. Inside of SendBlue, let me go over to a lead profile here, see how many lead statuses we use. We use customer, potential, qualified, not qualified, bad fits. You see I can add some canceled subscription, do not call, RB2B if someone comes to our website and they haven't interacted with anything else in our funnel, a bad number, different than a DNC a little bit, someone who never responded to us. I think that's interesting for us to track. And I'm looking in here right now, not a sales call. What the heck is that? I definitely didn't add that lead status, and we're going to make sure it's not in there. I'm going to have a conversation with someone on my team apparently and understand why we have made 9 leads. Look at that, 9 leads. We have a lead status for 9 people. That doesn't make any sense to have. So we're just going to bulk delete everything here into a potential status, and I'll figure out what's going on there later. Got to keep this cleaned up all the time. Your CRM is never done. And then we've got opportunity pipelines and statuses. And these have to do with where a deal actually is in the deal stage of how you move deals through your pipeline. So it's a little bit different than maybe a custom activity, but very closely correlated with the custom activities. It's a little bit different than a lead status because this has to do with the money, the deal itself. And the lead status is just the relationship to a company. Once again, let me go back inside of SendBlue's opportunities so you can get an idea of how we can use different opportunity stages. Our main inbound sales process, potential, demo booked, demo not completed, demo completed. I've got some ghosting stages because I always didn't know what to do with someone when they started to ghost me in the process. They're a qualified person that should be signing up for my thing, but they start to ghost me. I want to keep hitting that person, but I can't keep hitting that person forever. So I start moving them through these ghost stages depending on how long they've been ghosting me, a won deal or a lost deal. You want to make anything that's not a won deal active with this yellow stage, 1, won deals are green, lost deals are gray. You can change that when building the opportunities here. This mirrors my custom activities almost to a T, besides the ghosting stage. When I fill out a contact made, they become a potential opportunity. When they book a demo, they go to the demo book stage automatically. When they don't complete a demo or they complete a demo, we move them there automatically, et cetera, et cetera. I've got a finance pipeline to track all the money on the closed deal. I've got a contract pipeline automated for when I send a contract, for when a contract gets viewed, for when it gets signed, for when it gets declined, so I can see all my outstanding contracts. I've got an annual check-in, which is our upsell motion pipeline. I've got an outbound pipeline. That way I can have an outbound team who runs a completely different process than my inbound team, have their own pipeline with their own smart views and their own automations and their own reporting, but everything under this one roof so it can all be clean. I've got enough going on in here, but I don't have too much going on in here to make a mess, and I'm always watching to keep it clean. Notice we just caught that one lead status that definitely should have not been there, and I should probably go to my roles and permissions to make sure no one else can build a lead status in my CRM, because I don't want anyone else building a lead status in my CRM. You shouldn't want anyone else but the owner of the CRM building a lead status in your CRM. Too many cooks in the kitchen is going to make a huge mess. AI knowledge sources is a cool new feature in 2026. There's a lot of AI enrich happening inside of CloseCRM now that I'll take you through. You can add those sources like your website, like your Google Drive docs, like your company help desk. So when AI enrich is doing its work, it can also be referencing what you're putting in here. It's pretty cool. Now let's talk about that AI enrich. People are primarily using it right now inside of custom fields. When you go to build a custom field, you can build one like LinkedIn, and maybe you don't actually collect a LinkedIn from someone's application process. So you can enable AI enrich, and we can put in the AI enrich guidance in here, which could be something like analyze the contact information on this lead profile and provide the most likely possible outcome for what this contact's LinkedIn URL is. And then add that field. And then you could automate that field with workflows, which we'll talk about here shortly in this video. What that looks like over at SendBlue, because we don't collect LinkedIn, but we do try to get that information when someone books a call. In this case, I've got a Mr. Thomas who works at a company called So Shall We. I see this green dots next to the LinkedIn profile for the AI enrich to tell me that there's a high data confidence that this is the right match. So I click on the LinkedIn profile. The name matches. That makes a lot of sense. And director of funnels and CRM at So Shall We. It's probably the right person. So the enrichment part of this was able to be done and grab this information without having to use a tool like Clay or Apollo or anything else. It is a little extra cost inside of CloseCRM when you use it, but it's going to take out a lot of research work. It's going to take out a lot of guesswork when it comes to doing your homework on a lead before you go talk to them. Another fun way we use AI enrich, let me find another customer here, is we'll actually, when a deal one custom activity is filled out, we'll have it automate through a workflow, a custom field to tell us what the 3 biggest objectives or pain points for that customer were in a custom field. So our onboarding team can, without having to watch all the texts, all the calls, listen to the recordings, review everything, can get a rundown on what the highest priority things are for this customer. So when they go to onboard that customer, they can skip ahead to that point in time. In this case, for Mr. Elijah, he wants to use SendBlue to increase show rates for appointments. He wants to maintain speed to lead, and he wants to integrate seamlessly with Go High Level. That's going to make it way easier for a customer success manager to now get that client to the next step of the process. Let me finish off settings here with you. Phone and voicemail. This is where you can add a new number. You can add a personal number and collect the country code that you want. If they don't have it available, Close can go get it for you. You do not need A2P 10 DLC registration to call through CloseCRM. You are going to need it to text through CloseCRM. Or if you want to completely skip A2P DLC registration, just sign up with SendBlue. We'll integrate iMessage directly into your CRM. There's no A2P, there's no reply stop language. Your text to iPhones will actually show up as blue bubbles instead of green ones. You'll get 2 times higher response rates over and over and over again, like I show on your screen here. You'll be able to do FaceTime audio dialing through your CRM, so you never show up as spam likely. And all of the information still just goes back to CloseCRM. All the text, all the calls, all the recordings, all the reporting still works. You're just using a different dialer to make it happen. Speaking of dialers, CloseCRM has a power dialer and a predictive dialer. Predictive dialer can call in multiples higher than 1-to-1. So if you have a lot of people calling the same list of leads at the same time, you could make 300, 400, 500 calls in a day. A power dialer will call one lead right after the other, given the smart views that you make, which I'll get into here. Or you can use SendBlue's power dialer to power dial with FaceTime audio as well, which is pretty awesome. Call outcomes will help you disposition those calls you're making inside of CloseCRM if that's where you're making them, to get better data on your outcomes. There's some new reporting that has to do with call outcomes. Actually, it might be so beta, it might not be in my reports of this demo quite yet. I might have it in my other account to show you guys. Sync your calendar and your note taker right inside here. I definitely recommend CloseCRM Note Taker. It makes the AI enrich part of the process much better when CloseCRM is taking your notes. Set up your email signature here. Any templates or snippets. Snippets are short templates where you can just use a backslash and write a little command to fill in something anywhere in your process of texting or emailing someone. Email templates are pretty straightforward. Make sure you use naming conventions when building your email templates, so it's really easy to know where you've left off. Like if you're building an opt-in workflow, name your first email opt-in workflow number 1, name your second one number 2, name your third one number 3. Subject lines can have template tags put inside of them, like someone's address, like their contact first name. Make sure you use contact first name instead of lead first name if you're trying to talk to people. So it's hey contact first name that we would want to use instead of hey lead first name. And then if you want to make these scalable for your organization, then don't forget to, instead of sign off, Sam Queen, CloseDr, we can sign off with from user full name. That way, if anyone else uses this template inside of my organization, it's going to work for them too. That's templates. You can make email ones, you can make SMS ones, or if you're using SendBlue, you'll be using templates inside of SendBlue. Send as, if you want someone in your account to be able to talk as you, this is where you'll set that up. Blackout dates would be dates you don't want your workflows to ever run. If you want no mishaps, set up those in here. Check out all of the native integrations on this screen here. I use not so many native integrations, I guess. I use SendBlue. I do that. I use Zoom. I use Signwell. Boom. 3 on top of each other. I use all of those. Signwell's got a good contract integration and it's really cheap compared to a lot of the competitors out there. Accounts and apps. This is where you want to connect your Gmail or Gmails. Developer, if you're setting up Zapier automations, this is where you're going to want to check out how to get your API keys, how to link with Zapier or do any custom buildings with CloseCRM's MCP server. It's a pretty cool thing to use. Or the ChatGPT integration is pretty cool. You can actually prompt ChatGPT for information you're looking for inside of your CRM. Plan, once again, I recommend the largest plan. Usage, this is where you're going to see your Twilio bill inside of here. Or if you're using SendBlue, you won't have a Twilio bill. All right. That's everything inside of the settings. Now I'm going to take you over to what's happening on the left-hand side over here, which is way more important stuff. I'm going to take you through lead profiles, how to read them, how to view them, how to set them up properly. I'm going to take you through reporting. I'm going to take you through building smart views. I'm going to take you through the rest of this video. Stick with me. This is the good stuff. Your inbox. Live and die by your inbox. So make sure you're putting stuff in your inbox that you're actually going to do. Clear it every single day. Don't ever snooze things in your inbox. There's like a select all button that allows you to snooze things to the next day. That's the lazy button. If you got something in your inbox, just do it. Hold your team accountable to doing it. Check on their inbox every single day. You can toggle between different people's inboxes and call them out on their messy inboxes. You have everything under primary. You have emails under email, missed calls under calls. You have messages under messages. Your inbox will work with the SendBlue integration. Tasks, you have all your tasks show up here. Reminders on opportunities will show up here. And a new feature in 2026, potential contacts. Anyone that's in your email inbox that's not in your CRM, you'll be able to add with one easy click if they show up in here. You'll be able to filter for certain things in your inbox. You can sort by due date, ascending or descending. You can look at what's done or what you completed if you accidentally check something off that you didn't mean to check off, or you can see what's coming up in the future if you want to get ahead on your inbox. Opportunities, I walked you through a little bit already. You're going to see how there is a Kanban view for opportunities. If I want to look at opportunities created this week in that potential stage. I can click on Mr. Rubin here. I can see that Michael 3 days ago on 12/29 got in touch with this lead for a callback. He asked for a callback next Friday. Michael set a task for next Friday. It created that potential opportunity as a part of that process. That's a VSL lead coming in first, and then Michael getting in touch right after. Are you seeing it all come together here? Great. As more custom activities get filled out, you can use workflows, which I'll get to in just 1 second, to move and find those opportunities through their opportunity stages, remove a couple clicks from the process. In 2026, my Zapier bill with CloseCRM is going to go way down because Close is building so many things native inside of the platform. I can see all the demos that were booked this week, not completed, completed, et cetera, et cetera. You can move these things through these Kanban views like this, but my team isn't using that too often because things are being so automated inside of their accounts. Now, if I look at this same sales process pipeline, but in a list view, this is what I do more as a manager. I can look at what are all of my opportunities that are due this week, and I want to filter them by confidence. Remember in my completed demo activity form, I was bringing the confidence into the opportunity as a part of the field in the workflow. Well, now I'm going to be able to filter to see, okay, what do I have due this week with high confidence? I've got all these 100% confidence things in there. That's not necessarily what we want because that's going to include a lot of one deals, but I'll select all of the ones that I want to see. And I can see Albert here that's supposed to close on 12/31. What is that? Yesterday. Happy New Year. I can see at a quick glance when the latest communication date was with Albert. Isaac reached out to him yesterday. And then if I want to nudge Isaac and be like, yo, dude, how can I help you close Albert? I can. Or if I want to run my sales meeting and I want to talk about all of the opportunities, we'll say due tomorrow. Let's go all opportunities due tomorrow. Friday, it'll be a work family. I can see, ecom family, 90% chance. I definitely got to stay on them. That's my lead. Heck yeah, that's my lead. I haven't got in touch with them in 2 weeks. I need to be on them. I've got a 65% chance on Jack here. I've got 65% on TK here. I've got 60% on Oswald. So if I'm running a sales meeting, I can call out these sales reps really easily, these names really easily, and get updates on where these leads are in the process. I love this list view, specifically sorting by confidence. This leads tab is where I start building every smart view from. We're going to get into smart views here in a second. I want to hit on everything else as I think this was really going to drive everything home at the end, and you'll see the full picture when the smart views come into the play. Contacts are different than leads. I've got 56,000 contacts in here, but I've got 53,000 leads in here, and that's because multiple contacts can work at a company. This is a B2B account. In a B2C environment, this would just always be 1-to-1. We'll come back to workflows because we're going to stay on those for a second when we get there. This conversations tab is awesome. Look, it's just every conversation that's taking place in my CRM in chronological order, or I can filter by duration, or I can filter by meeting type, or I can filter by specific user. Fantastic coaching opportunity and tab to be using here. Or live calls happening right now. Can only use this on that enterprise plan, but if you want to listen to live calls as they're happening, or you want to barge into a conversation, or you want to whisper to your sales rep when they're on a call, this is going to be the tab for you to do those management leadership activities. Speaking of activities, this is a new 2026 feature where if you just want to quickly see all of your SMS in the order that they came in, wow, we sent 500,000 SMS this year. You can see that. Or you want to see all your calls, you can see that. Reporting. Let me walk you through my favorite ways to use reporting. Close has these things called tiles. I like to add tiles for all of my custom activities specifically. Here I am today looking at my demo call booked custom activity on the new year. It says we've booked 7 demo calls. I click into these leads. I can see the 7 demo calls that were booked for us today. I can see who they're booked with. I can see the latest communication date very quickly. Couple clicks away, I can get that information. My total duration, my call duration, anything you're going to want, you're probably going to be able to get in here. Now, CloseCRM doesn't allow you to build formulas and divide things over things like how much money did I make divided by how many calls did I take. That's a valuable stat that a lot of people want to get. So the way to build your reporting is typically going to be for your business outside of CloseCRM. If you want to know how to do that, link down below, reach out to me. Let me help you walk you through exactly how to structure your CRM so you can go get the reports and the metrics that you need outside of your CRM to typically in Google Sheets or Looker Studio is just going to be a great place for you. But we need that clean data in, use it really cleanly so we can pull clean data out and go get those insights that we're looking for. Leaderboard function over here. We can filter by users. We can filter by data. We can filter by smart views. We can filter for today and compare it to yesterday and see, am I booking more calls or less calls or getting more leads or less leads? Now I'm only midway through the day right now. It's 2 o'clock. So it looks like my day is horrible, but probably by the end of the night, it looks like my day is just fine. So keep that in mind. Activity comparison is an awesome place to stack and rack your sales reps. Let me look at last week. Let me look at all the outbound calls. Shout out Michael for making 270 outbound calls last week. All that information, couple clicks away. I can add columns in here if I want to add columns or get other reports like their duration, like how many custom activities or opportunity, value won or lost, all that information right here under activity comparison. Opportunity funnels is great if your funnel actually flows from each opportunity stage to the next and it never skips a stage. If you skip an opportunity stage the way you build your CloseDr, this isn't going to be super valuable for you, unfortunately. Calls. Here's that tab I was telling you about earlier with call outcomes and dispositions, new in 2026, but still in beta, depending on when you're watching this. Email CloseDr and say, hey, I want that. Status changes. You can see how leads are entering a certain status and how they're leaving a certain status. A couple clicks and you're able to actually see the specific leads, or you're able to see them in this broader view like this, like the spider web of how things are moving. Explorer tab's great to see something like when are sales reps making calls at what time of the day. Like I can see today on New Year's, I got a couple guys working. I can see when they made calls, who they called at what time. So you can see if a sales rep is maybe cheating the system on where they're making calls or if they're making calls throughout the day. You can graph all different kinds of data in various different ways on this tab. Useful sometimes, depending on what you're looking for. Sent email, useful as well. We can see all the emails sent, what templates are being used, who's sending emails, what our open rates are, who's responding, and you can break that down by smart view, by user, by date range, pretty much everything you're going to want when it comes to email reporting. Let's quickly get into a lead profile here. These are typically self-explanatory. Close makes it really easy with their UI and design to give you what you need and a lot of what you don't. You've got your lead name in the top left. You've got your context down here. Your opportunities will live under opportunities. Tasks live under tasks. They're really easy to set for yourself with only a couple of clicks. Really important information you want to bring into the about section, right? That way it's staying stuck at the top left of a lead profile. Speaking of sticking things at the top of a profile, you can take a note and then you can pin it to the top of a profile. Where's that button? Right there. Boom. You can email people with one click, another click, pull up a template, another click, send it off. You can text people. If you have A2P 10DLC, if you don't like SendBlue, you can just use SendBlue and you don't need A2P registration and you'll get higher response rates. The SendBlue integration lays over as a Chrome extension right on top of CloseCRM, which is really nice. All your calls can get made one click away, just like calling from CloseCRM. And then all of the information, texts, and calls will pass back into the activity feed here. If you ever want to filter for just specific activities like I showed you earlier, you can do that. To call someone, you're one click away with the call button. To leave those custom activities, you're a couple clicks away. Filter for users on a person's profile, certain for activities they have to do with certain contacts. All in all, make sure we're bringing information to the right place. That way we keep a clean profile. Enrolling contacts into workflows is really easy. You can click the 3 dots here, trigger workflow, and then select your workflow. Now, let's talk about workflows inside of CloseCRM. I'm back in the Freshy account. I'll hit new workflow. I can create a workflow from a template. Templates are new in 2026. Cold outreach with personalized emails and follow-ups, demo follow-ups, thanking people for demos, missed calls, customer onboarding, lead nurturing, renewal campaign. Let's go with a demo follow-up template. A follow-up workflow, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's send that. Oh my gosh. AI to help you build workflows. So if you want to add different steps that aren't in just this template, add your additional information right here inside of CloseCRM, and it's going to help build that workflow with you with your email templates. That's absolutely incredible. Congratulations, CloseCRM. One click, now we have that workflow built. So this is what it looks like when you're building a workflow. In this case, we're triggering this one manually on contacts. I'll come out of this templated view here in 1 second and show you all the different triggers and action steps. We want it to run once per contact. We have that email with the demo follow-up. Maybe we then want to wait a couple days and then send another email. We'll add another email step. We'll hit 3 days as the delay time. We can select then another template. In this case, I'll just template 2. Test. Select another template. We can choose for it to send in the same thread or a different thread. So it shows in the inbox in the same thread or a different thread. We can send it automatically, or new in 2026, you can schedule emails in draft for review. So that way the email is ready to go out. You're less clicks away from sending it. You're less types away on your keyboard from sending it, but maybe you want to add some additional customized info. This is a great new feature in 2026. Who do you want to send it from? You can signify there. What's the goal? In most cases, you want people to respond. So these are selected by default. And then when someone responds, a workflow will stop. Recipient and schedule, run once or run multiple times. You probably always want run once on there, and then schedule. Do you want it to send 7 days a week? Do you want it to only be able to send on weekdays? What time zone do you want to send it on? And then are there any blackout dates that you can control inside of your settings? Renaming your workflows, definitely use naming conventions here. Duplicating or archiving your workflows as well. New in 2026 are going to be your report log. Your run log. Reports, not new, but we'll give you an idea on the stats for your workflow. Your run log will show you all of the activities that have taken place within a workflow, just in case you ever need to troubleshoot something. This is going to be really valuable for you. Creating more workflows here, we can just do start from scratch and now see all of the triggers. We can trigger manually, like I showed you on a lead profile. We can trigger on a lead event, maybe a lead status changes, maybe a date's added, maybe contact information's added, maybe something changes on a profile. We can make that the trigger. We can trigger off of a custom activity. So maybe I want to trigger when a demo call completed is filled out. I want then my opportunity stage to change. We can do that. We can trigger off of opportunity events and information changing. We can trigger when a contact is created or updated. We can trigger when a call is created or updated. Let's go with trigger manually in this case and see what we can do. We can send an email to someone. We can set a task to call someone. And when you build call steps inside of workflows, Close will just tally up all the calls you have due for that day. It'll put it under workflows and then give you one button to press to call all those people in order with the power dialer. Super awesome. Not a lot of thinking involved for a sales rep to do. We can send an SMS like we talked about. If you're going to be using SendBlue, you're going to want to use the SendBlue workflow builder for sending your iMessages. We can create an opportunity. We can create a task all within the workflow builder. In beta right now, we have find opportunity and update opportunity. So you can actually move opportunity stages through CloseCRM with CloseCRM workflow builders. You used to always have to use Zapier to do that. It would run up a fortune on your Zapier bill. Now all directly within CloseCRM. Okay, we've talked about inbox, opportunities, leads, contacts, workflows, conversations, activities, reports. I think that leaves us with one thing left, and that is going to be smart views. And boy, are these important. Remember, show up to meetings on time, clear your inbox daily, clear your smart views daily. What do I mean by that? Well, I told you there were 3 different kinds of smart views. There's going to be reporting smart views. For me, those look like this right here. They're these red siren ones, or maybe I want to see inside of SendBlue who booked a call from yesterday from Meta. Boom, I'm one click away to see who booked a call from Meta yesterday. I can see those leads. I can click through them. I can check on their quality, or how many total calls did I book from Google yesterday? 2. Here are those leads. Let me check those out. How many calls were booked from my website yesterday? Here are those leads. Let me check those out. Those smart views, I'll get into how to build these layers and how to think about it in 1 second. But if I just bring clean data in, I can filter for all of this information just so easily. So I've got my reporting smart views, or my process check smart views, I call them. I've got my day-to-day smart views, like here's a sales rep's day-to-day at SendBlue and all of their smart views. Or I have my free-for-all smart views, my speed-to-lead smart views. Let's talk about the free-for-all and speed-to-lead ones first. In this case, I'm filtering for leads that are in certain smart views. So I'm actually building multiple smart views, and then I'm rolling those smart views up into one smart view, checking for multiple different things. So in my speed to lead bucket, I can always keep the newest lead with the least amount of calls. Look at that, filtered by date created with the least amount of calls right at the top. I don't have many sales reps working on January 1st today, so I've got all these leads with 0 calls. But when they get dialed, specifically a double dial is what I want to do to speed to lead. They will remove themselves from this smart view, and then they will come back into this smart view. And they will only do that through these certain time frames of the local time. So I'm not calling someone too early, or I'm not calling them too late. There's no import ID, so I know it's not an outbound deal. I know that there isn't specific activities associated with these leads. I want to make these the creme de la creme, the best leads that have to do with my speed to lead motion. And it's built like a bucket. Buckets is actually what we call filters over at SendBlue. They're similar to Smart Views. We call them buckets, and they're designed to fill up with information. And then when something takes place, like you call the lead, you fill out the opportunity, you fill out the task, you do the thing you're supposed to do, they get removed from the bucket. And it makes it so just dummy proof to know that if there's a lead in here, I need to do something. And when I do that thing, they disappear. I've got a free for all bucket in this case, where it's leads that are maybe super old. They're not qualified. They haven't had touch points for a certain amount of days. And it just makes it really easy for SDRs or people in onboarding to come into here and get some opportunity as well. My reporting buckets, I showed you a little bit of what those looks like and how if I want to get maybe information on certain leads or demos booked. In this case, Google yesterday calls day one. There is a 0-1 new activity where the date of the activity is yesterday. The activity type are both of my Google funnels. There is a demo call booked with the booking creation date of yesterday. And there is a demo call booked that came through my iMessage funnel. So I only want to report on my iMessage demos, not my FaceTime audio demos. When you're building these smart views, you want to think about, okay, what data do I want to see? What information do I want to see? Oh, I want to see maybe the meta organic leads. Okay, where do I get the meta organic leads? Oh, that's a custom activity. I bring them in. It's a 0-1 new activity where the activity type is going to be any of that meta organic. Oh, okay. But maybe I only wanted meta organic leads created this week. So let me type in created and find leads that were created only this week. Oh, okay. I've got 6 meta organic leads created this week. Well, how many of them have booked a demo with me? Have any of these people booked a demo with me? Demo booked is present. 2 of them. Wow. 6 of those 2 leads have actually booked a demo with me. Let me now save this as a smart view, and I can maybe do like a little pencil here because it's a reporting one for me. And I can do this week's meta organic completed demo. Boom. I can keep private to me, or I can share with specific users. Now, when next week comes around, it's no longer going to show these people anymore. It's going to show next week's people. My favorite view is one that has to do with last communication dates. So let's talk about the day-to-day smart views. Why do I call them day-to-day smart views? Because I just want my sales reps to click on the first one, do what they need to do, click on the second one, do what they need to do, click on the third one, do what they need to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Today's demos is going to show demo call book, date of calls today, I'm the owner. Upcoming demos is going to show demo call, closer data calls after today, I'm the owner. I want them to put touch points on their leads and confirm their demos. In the completed demo follow-up, I can see I've got, okay, leads with a current status of qualified or potential. There is an opportunity with the current status of demo booked or demo completed. They typically should be in the demo completed stage. I haven't talked to them for 3 days. There's no task in the future coming up, so they're not in my inbox, and I'm the lead owner. Now, I talked about Ecom Family earlier. When I call Ecom Family, I'll log a call on this profile here, for example. It's going to remove them from that smart view. It's going to remove them from that bucket. If I go back to this bucket now, I cross my fingers, I refresh, I pray to the CloseCRM gods. Maybe I refresh again. Boom. It's gone now. The lead was in there because I hadn't talked to them in this completed demo stage for, in this case, 2 days. Now I've talked to them. Now they've disappeared from there. Well, all I need to do is just talk to the rest of my leads in here. Text them, call them, email them. They'll disappear in here and they'll keep showing up for every 3 days. They'll keep showing up for every 3 days. I'll put my touch point on them. They'll disappear. That's the bucket. That's it getting emptied for sales reps. And it's really easy to then do that then for the people that are ghosting them. And look, this is someone in this opportunity stage with no touch point for 2 days. This is someone in this opportunity stage with no touch point for 5 days. These are my demos that didn't get completed. My no-shows, my cancels, my reschedules. They're still sitting in the demo not completed stage. I have no task to follow up with them, and I haven't put a touch point on it 2 days. I put a touch point on all these leads, they all disappear. I keep going. People that I made contact with that haven't got a touch point that I need to bring to booking a demo, my lost deals that I need to talk to, my client check-in that I need to do, my churned customers that I want to win back. You catching my drift here? These buckets fill up. We get our sales reps to perform a certain action to get them out of the bucket. How easy is that? They just need empty buckets every single day. I come over to my reporting ones like a needs demo book self set. How specific is that? It's saying there's a contact made that's a book demo and there's not a demo call booked. If I click on this lead profile here, I can scroll down. I can find that. Oh, Justin Ramos on December 18th got this guy on the phone, booked a demo. but he never filled out the custom activity that says that he booked a demo. Therefore, it's still sitting in this potential stage right here. I don't want it in this potential stage. I want it in the demo book stage. As soon as Justin Ramos fills out this demo booked activity, it will automatically move to the next stage, which will keep it moving through his pipeline. It'll keep it moving through his smart views. It'll keep everything nice and tidy for him. I've got sales processes for my inbound team. I've got sales processes for setters. I've got sales processes for my outbound team. All of these things can happen under the same roof if you're building hierarchy and infrastructure the way that is set up for scale, and you're relentlessly executing on following processes over and 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 over again in your CRM. I built this CRM with this structure in those videos I showed you about a year ago on this channel, and I still use it the same exact way over and 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 over again. That's it. I don't think there's any more buttons for me to press inside of CloseCRM to show you anything else that you can do in here. Now, there are a lot of specifics and nuances to your business, but I hope I was able to teach this from a level where you could understand it and apply it to your business. And if not, there'll be a link down in the description. Give me your information. I will text you. We will text back and forth. We will figure out how we can help you. I will figure out how I can help you personally. Just click that link down below. Subscribe to this channel because I'll be making a ton of other videos in 2026. It's going to be a big content season for me, and you can expect everything: conversion rate optimization, CRM, sales processes, show up rates, response rates, dialers, scheduling tools, sales scripts, sales leadership, sales meetings. I'll have it all for you on this channel. All the helpful links for you that I mentioned are going to be down in the description, and I can't wait to catch you in the next one. And if you watch this whole thing and you hadn't signed up for CloseCRM yet, I've got a link down there in the description for you to do that as well. That helps me out. Thank you so much if you take that out. Thank you so much if you sign up through my link, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.